Hey folks, I'm here at Bass Pro Shops, the main one in Springfield, Missouri, and stopped off to actually picked up a couple of the Plano Edge tackle boxes in the 37 or 36 and 3700 size. Reason I wanted to make sure I had those is I've got John Hipsher is sending me one of the first new black packs to show off at the Red Crest event, the Major League Fishing Expo that I'm going to in Tulsa. That I'm setting up the Torpedo booth with these two boats. But I wanted to talk about something that a lot of folks are going to be having trouble with this summer, affording to be able to go to some of the places they fish, and that's gas mileage. I filled up today somewhere on the other side of St. Louis, and it was $128.43. That's the most I've ever put in the gas tank here, and you know it's rough. And certainly, you know, I'm here in Springfield, and I'm seeing here and there, you know, 369, 374, something like that. I'm filling up when I can when I see those prices. But there's a couple other things that I want to talk about that you can do to help yourself out with the gas mileage. For sure, you want to make sure you check your air pressure, and I'm going to do that when I get to the next gas station. It may be time to you know, get some fuel injector cleaner in there, and I've picked that up. But let's look at the load that we're carrying. I know from just being on the water the other day and having the transducer, you know, down in the water, that it creates a certain amount of drag. And I'm looking at what I have, and I've done things like, you know, I put the seat back down on the Take 2. I've kind of tucked this one forward, but it's still catching a lot of air. But every little thing that increases, and I'm going to take these Omega Pros off. I'll reach that one here in a second. But I'm thinking every little thing from the, you know, from the landing gear here to whatever other accessories that I can take off real quick is going to have a cumulative effect on what is the gas mileage I'm getting. I had been running about 19.2. Even coming up and over the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains, going to Cleveland to fish with Chuck Earls and to do the Cleveland Boat Show, I was doing good. But today was rough. And I don't know if you can see, this isn't quite as bad as what it was earlier, but, you know, we've got significant wind, and that was very much a headwind. And it made me think about, even yesterday out on Lake Erie, that transducer in the water, I'd pull that in when I needed to make tracks and go as quick as I can. And, you know, with the Torpedo and just the resistance of that, it was significant. You know, it made me think, hey, maybe I'm only getting to, you know, 6.3 mile an hour when I know this boat gets to 6.7, 6.8 empty. But it, you know, even with gear, it usually gets to 6.5. So that little bit of water resistance is synonymous with, okay, what here can I take off? I'm going to go ahead and pull the landing gear, you know, because it is some serious long distance, and I'm thinking every little bit is going to be, you know, something that helps me out the rest of this trip. I may have to put the camera down here and do some more of this, but you know, every little tiny bit, and I gotta rework my straps to pull this off, of surface area that you can remove is going to help your situation with the gas mileage. And you know, I think I probably did a little bit better when they were low, but you know, this is a little bit more that I can reduce the wind resistance. So just something to think about. That and your air filter. My air filter was done before this trip. You know, it matters when I do 3,000 miles at a shot. Yeah, having an air filter that's not clogged up matters. The other part that I've been doing is I've been in the right lane. I've been going slow. I'm not rushing it. I think I have 50 hours in the truck so far. I know that sounds ridiculous, but not all of it's highway miles, but it all adds up. And when you're traveling at 60 mile an hour in that right lane, you're really not burning the same amount of gas, you know, that even going 65, let alone if you're really just hammering along and saying going 75, 80. Can you get away with it? Yeah, you may not get a speeding ticket going 80, but that little ticket that prints out after you pump your gas is almost as bad. So just think about it, you know, go a little bit slower, reduce your wind resistance if you can with some of this stuff, and you know, do the regular vehicle maintenance stuff. Air in the tires, make sure it's properly inflated. I'm getting ready to do the fuel injector cleaner, and then, like I mentioned, the air filter, and new plugs if you need them. Can make a huge difference. Anyhow, hopefully that saves you a few bucks so you can, you know, not say this summer, hey, we can't afford to go. Get good at the gas mileage, might make the difference. All right, see ya.